Hello everyone and welcome to my coloring corner. Today is Sunday and of course I am doing 100 days of hugs. So today we have another hug from 100 Hugs by Chris Riddell. And today's hug is this one with a little pan and the dryad. So we will be coloring this hug today. And we're going to put that there so that it stays down. And I will be using the Derwent Chroma Flow colored pencils for this hug. So just so you know. So I'm going to start with the little sheep boy here. And we're just going to start with Golden Sun number 3. And I'm just going to give him a bit of a tan. First I'm just going to do the edges, then I'll put in a little bit of the lighter skin tones, and then I'll be adding a little bit more of the yellow tones, the brown tones. And then we start going into fur down here. This one's a little bit more difficult because, of course it's part boy, part goat. It's very much like Pan. So there's a bit of hair flicking that needs to be done on the body. So this part of the body we'll be adding a little bit of browns and a little bit of the peachy tones. Let's start with that one, and then we will go into salmon, which is number 7. Just going to do his whole face with that. Trying, of course, not to put down too much color because I don't want to kill the tooth of the paper right off the bat. So I hope everybody's weekend is going well. Of course, it is the end of the weekend now. Tomorrow will be Monday. So, of course, we have another collection mania going on. Just blending those together a little bit. And then we're going to use a little bit of blush pink, which is number 8. Just going to bring that out here a little bit. Alright. Of course, my husband is home and that sort of thing, so I'm trying to do this before he starts getting really active because he can be noisy. So now I'm going in with Burnt Sienna, which is number 19. Now the Chroma Flow is just the maximum they have in the Chroma Flow set is a 24 set. No, 24 or 48. 48. Hold on a sec, let me check. I think it's 24. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, it's a 24 set is the maximum they have. I wish they'd come out with a larger set because these pencils are quite nice. So I'm just putting in a bit of a tan color on his skin here. blending that all together. I'll be blending that with the light pink again, the light salmon color. So I'll be blending all that browns, all the yellows and browns and everything all together with that light salmon color. So he doesn't look so blotchy. Now he's got some hair there on his arm, so I'm just going to take a little bit of brown here. And this one says raisin. Hold on a sec, let me see what color is that. Oh, that's too red. So this one is natural brown. So I'm just going to put in some natural brown here on the areas that look like it has a bit of hair. Oh, I completely missed his ear. Let's fix that. Thought it was a part of his hair, and it's part of his ear. So we're just going to color that in there. There we go. So we're just going to give that a little bit of a brown edge where there's some hair. Make sure that if there's any hair on the body, it's showing up. Like so. And then we're just going to blend that all together with the salmon color. And then we're going to take the natural brown again and do his eyebrows. Alright. So there is his skin done. So let's start with his body here. And we're going to take the no, we're not. We're going to take the burnt sienna. And we're just going to go down his body with a covering of the burnt sienna here. Now, and his little tail. Hopefully I'm still on screen. Put it on the main screen so that, because it's such a small picture, if I put it on the close-up camera, I tend to end up with my hand over top of the image and you guys can't see what I'm doing. So hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing okay now. Then we're going to take the natural brown, which is number 21. The great thing about these ChromaFlow is they keep their point really nicely. Don't have to sharpen them very often at all. I'm just putting in little tiny flicks randomly for hair. Going over any of the artist's areas that he has covered in a dark color. with a dark color. So his spot here, covering it with a dark brown. Could have done it with black, but it's such a dark color that it's really, the brown just gives it a little bit of dimension, a little bit of the ability to visually see it. Now these are the trickier parts where they're fairly thin. So I'm just going down in the shadow area and giving those hairs a bit of a coating. And leaving that open area down the center for the light hitting it. Like so. Same with on this leg over here, just doing that shadow area quite dark. And then when it gets to where we want the light to hit it, just leaving it alone and just doing the edges so that when the light hits it, it'll look like that area is lighter. So now I'm just going back over it with the burnt sienna and building that color up and finishing it off. Now I'm not doing huge flicks or anything, I'm just blending all those colors together, trying to stay in the same directioning as the flicks that we did put in. Now we're going to grab black because we do have some edge there. Now I'm going to also grab a little bit of this light brown because I'm going to put the light brown here and here and here and here, and we're going to use that as our light source. So I'm going to sharpen this black because it doesn't have quite as good of a point as I would like. I am so glad that you all have asked for me to continue these. I was a little bit worried that maybe they were starting to become too boring. I know you're not very fond of the sound or the sped up music versions, but sometimes, unfortunately, there are occasions where I need to do them, either because of errors on my part on recording or noises in the house, especially on weekends during recording, because that does happen. Okay, so just doing up his hooves, making sure I get enough of that dark on there but still have the brown show through as a highlight. Just going to come up into the ankle here a little bit, and there we have it. I'm just going to give a couple of little bits of black hair here and there, just to enhance that hair area. Alright, now for his head of hair and his horns. So we're going to start again with the sienna brown or burnt sienna, and we're just going to put down a base coat of that lighter brown color. And then we're going to take the dark brown and we're going to do little flicky areas, filling in those shadows. And then we're going to go into the hair itself. Now remember that these are very, very small, so doing full little flicks can be difficult. So sometimes just going through and outlining your edges and doing in your shadow areas is quite a bit of a help in the coloring. Just going through and adding little bits of black, just to darken up some areas and give some definition to his hairline. Then we're going to take that burnt sienna again, and we're just going to darken that up a little bit and blend it all together. Alright, now for his horn, I'm going to take some gray. So this is platinum. Let's see, do I have, no, it's just platinum or white. And I'm just going to use the platinum. It's a lighter gray, but it will work for what I'm going to do with it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go down, break the tip, just going down the lines that are on the horn, and then I'll come in with the black. And I'll just go over it on the edges darker. And in the shadow areas. Trying to make it look like the horn is dimensional. It's got that curl, that curve. I dropped my pencil. Don't mind me, I'm just picking up pencils. Alright, so I'm just gonna put in a little bit more of that gray. And then we're going to just take a little tiny bit of that brown and just bring it into that as well. And there we have our little pan there. Now for the dryad, we're going to be going in a different direction. I'm going to take the skin tone here. Let's start with this one. So we're going to be doing a lot of greens and browns in this one. Okay, and then her hands. And then we're going to take this brown. So I'm just using the burnt sienna. And then I'm going to take the natural brown. And we're coloring her skin as if it was bark on a tree. So I think I need a bit of salmon. just to finish it off. Blend it all together. We're going to do the same thing down here on her hands. Use the burnt sienna. And go into the shadowy areas with the natural brown with a little bit heavier hand. And then gently fill in. And then we'll go in with the lighter salmon color and just blend it together. Again down here. And then the dark brown. And then the lighter pink salmon color. There we go. So we've got her skin tone done. Now we're going to do her hair in grays and blacks and greens. So we're going to start with the platinum. And instead of putting, grays and blues in like you would typically do with black hair, instead I'm going to put in some greens and dark colors like that. Now I don't want too much because I don't want it to blend with that thing on her, the crown on her head. So we're just going to take this one here, which is basil, and we're just going to put in a few different strokes throughout her hair, trying not to make it too heavy, but still plenty visible on the lighter areas. And then we'll go back and forth between this and black. So I'm just going to add the black into the shadow area there, and there, then up here underneath her crown. And then once again just dragging that black down and mixing it with the green and the gray. Going deeper when you come to a fold in the hair. And a shadow area. Like so. Alright, try not to fold the other page. Alright, now we're going to take the basil again. Get a little bit deeper up in here. We're just going to change that color to a little bit of a deeper green I'm trying to make it more green than black, but still have that black in there, if that makes sense. Once again with the black. Just flicking in the deepest areas where the hair is folding over itself. And shadows are visible, especially here in the hands and where it's parting here. Alright, now we're going to take our silver again, and we're just going to brighten up some of those highlight areas. Blend it all together. Or platinum, whatever you want to call it. This is platinum, yes. Alright, so there's her hair. Now for her crown, we are going to take grass green and we're going to sparsely distribute the grass green throughout the leaves here. And then we're going to take a little bit of orange. So this is Flame. And some right there. And then we're going to take some yellow. So this is Sun Yellow. And I'm just putting that everywhere else. I'll come back through with some red and just finish off those tips and everything else to make it a very autumny type of area there. Okay, so we're going to go through with some scarlet. I'm just going to put it in a few areas just to darken up things a little bit in some spots. Give it that autumn coloring. Because right now it's all about the fall. If I was doing this in spring, I probably would have done it with flowers. Made some of these flowers instead of just autumn leaves. Now for her gown, it is all different plant matter. I've missed a spot of skin there, so let's fix that. I need this one here. Now I'm assuming it's skin. I assume it's her neck area. So we're just going to fix that. There we go. And then we're going to do her gown. And we're going to start with the basil green up in the shadow areas. So I'm just putting all the dark green into those shadow areas. Just bringing it down her body. And as we go further in with the colors, I'll be adding some of the light green, some of the yellow, some of the oranges, the different leaf colors down here at the bottom and throughout the rest of her gown here. Because I could, like I said, I could do it very simply as a spring tone, but with the time of the year that it is, sorry, I'm moving you around here, I think it's more appropriate. And of course my brain is in fall mode, so my brain's saying, no, no, do it multicolors, pretty fall colors. So that's what my brain is saying, so that's what we're going to do. Because my brain is, the boss. Yes, my brain is the boss of me. So I'm just putting in little bits of the dark green willy-nilly throughout here where I feel that it's going to be a little bit of fold here, a little bit of fold there, that sort of thing. And then we're going to take the lighter green. We're going to come in up here on her shoulder. We're just going to bring that down into those wider open areas. Cover those. And once we get into where the branches come off, where the leaves come off into other branching areas, we'll start adding our colors. This is just a base color, just the same as we did up there. Just basically putting down some color to work off of. So, and in through here like so. Now I'm just doing it very sparsely through here because the dress is flowing in different directions and separating at different directions right here. So I'm just putting in a fairly sparse, just enough that I can build off of. And then we're going to start with a little bit of orange. Going into those edges, leaves. And we're going to grab a bit of yellow. And there is no rhyme or reason. There is no exact way that you should do this. Watch where your color's going and decide if that's the tone that you want it to take. Like I'm liking this yellow tone right now. So I'm putting it in different areas and then I'll build off of that yellow tone. So I'm going to put the orange here and here, a little bit here, a little bit there, some down there. I'll put some yellow tone in there as well, some yellow tone in here. And then we'll take a little bit of red, put it in here. You know, just making her ground look like a summer into fall progression. Adding some of those darker colors of leaves turning to fall colors. And that's the great thing about fall colors and fall leaves is they're not uniform. You know, if you look at a fall leaf, it may look uniform until you look at it closely. And once you look at it closely, you'll see that there's some yellow in there, there's some purple in there, there's some reds in there, there's some oranges in there. Different colors, different tones, that sort of thing. It's not always going to be, okay, this is red to yellow, or this is orange to yellow, or this is green to red. It just continually moves until it's all brown. And of course, once it's all brown, it's dry and it becomes a crunchy mess on the ground. But but as it's going from one to the next, it it gradually progresses down different colors in the spectrum. I'm actually going to grab a little bit of raisin, which is a little bit of a darker brown purple color. Add it to the yellow and it kind of turns red. It's kind of cool, actually. Oh, and I keep on pressing too hard on them. These ones here, I like everything in such a tight, even point. I have a tendency to put too much of a point on things and then I start to put some pressure on them and they go snap. Alright, and then we're going to add a little bit of orange. And blend that in. Alright. Down the back here as well. And then we'll put in a little bit of yellow up here and blend everything together with that yellow. It just brightens up the green quite a bit and of course brightens up all the other colors too. her done. And now we're going to do the background. Now I need a bit of this gray here for this stone. And then I want, I think, yeah, I want a bit of this. I'm going to do under the feet here with a little bit of this, which is foliage. Good name for it. Foliage green. So I'm doing the shadow areas with the foliage green. And up to this area here. Then we're going to take a bit of that brown, natural brown, and we're just going to go into that a little bit up into that point there. Then we're going to take that lighter green and we're going to lay it down here, and then we'll go over it with that foliage green again and a little bit of where is it? Burnt sienna. Add some burnt sienna in there as well. And a little bit of this and a little bit of that. I'm going to add a little bit of basil in there. Alright, and then we're going to add this one again. Blend it all in with the foliage green. Then we're going to come up here into the back here with the full foliage green and add some of the darker green to it. So this is the basil, and I'm just doing a very light hand, filling that in. Alright, now the back area here, as you can probably see, has got some water going on there. So we're going to take a bit of this blue and then once we put in the darker blue areas where the shadow is from the tree coming up out of the water, we will add some lighter blues and some whites and some different light source areas. So it looks like there's a rock formation here in the water coming out. So we're just going to work with that. Then we want a little bit of this one. Like I said, it's just a little bit in the background there. So it just gives it a little bit of a contrast between the greens, which is great. So I'm just going to come up from this river's edge here. And then I'm going to take that platinum tone. And we'll add some, make sure I've got that the right one. Make sure I'm not putting in some pink or something silly. And then we'll just put in some highlight areas, some shadows under the edge here. And we'll get some white. Just put in a little bit of white as well. Where that water is coming down. Like that. And then we're going to take our deep browns and blacks. So let's start with the gray tone on this rock formation here. And then we'll take our deeper green color for the grass area here. And coming up out of the water. And ouch, I just bent my book. And then we'll take the foliage green and we'll do the same thing, coming up into this tree here with a bit of brown. Now I'm just using that natural brown, coming up into that tree limb area there. Now I don't know if this is a rock formation or maybe a broken log. I think maybe I'll just do it as a broken log, because then it makes more sense with the rock formation there. So, or with the branch formation there, not the rock formation. So we're just going to do this as a broken tree. And we'll take the foliage green and we'll do some couple of leaves. Then we'll add a little bit of red. And a little bit of yellow. There we have it. And there we have our little dryad and little goat boy. I call them pans, but I'm quite sure they are called something else. And my brain is saying it's Sunday. I don't want to talk. I don't want to think today. Why are we thinking today? Just gonna add a little bit more of this green. I like the way that it's blending with that black. It actually looks really cool. All right. So I'm going to move you in here just a smidge so you can see it a little bit closer. There we go. So is our wonderful, wonderful little hug for today. Let me find my pen. There we go. And this is October 3rd, 2021. And this is hug number, I do believe it's number 5, but I'll just make sure. Yes, number 45 out of 100. So far we have completed 45 of the 100 hugs. Of course, I am going in order from this point on, and I will do all 100 hugs. So the next hug, and after I'm done all of the hugs, I will go through and show all of the hugs in a video um, for all 100 hugs because it will take a while. So this is the next hug that we shall be doing. It is a couple of griffins giving a big old hug. Awesome. So that will be tomorrow's hug. So with that, I would like to say thank you all very much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed the hug of the day, and I hope that you spread the love and joy throughout your day. And of course, have a wonderful Sunday. Until tomorrow, thank you so much for watching. Please remember to relax, color, and stay safe. Until next time, bye bye for now.